So basically, I would kindly announce a truly exceptional woman, someone without this day would not have happened, someone who worked day and night to organize this event, and someone who is truly my friend as well. Welcome on stage, Nora, Szeles from Tőkeportál and Gabor Kovesdi from Brunch. Brunch is a reward-based crowdfunding portal, and Tőkeportál is the first Hungarian equity-based crowdfunding portal where companies in need of capital can present their online campaigns to prospective crowd investors. Tőkeportál shall become a leading CEE crowdfunding service provider that creates startups and investors' primary and secondary markets. Me, myself, also an investor, both in Tőkeportál and Brunch, so I'm very happy to be here and present them. And let's have a crowdfunding kickoff talk. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for everybody. Jeff Lynne was the pioneer, and we would like to implement his success story here in Hungary. So I have Gabor here, who is the founder of Brunch, and I'll give the floor to him first. He will introduce Brunch, and then I will introduce Tőkeportál in altogether 10 minutes. So pay attention.
Thank you. As Nora said, I am Gabor Kovesdi, the founder of the Hungarian reward-based crowdfunding website, the Branch-közösség. First, I would like to talk what is crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is a financial method in which projects or businesses collect financial resources in small amounts from individuals, for example, friends, family, supporters, customers, or individual investors via internet, via online websites. And this is a misunderstanding that most of the many people think that crowdfunding is a donation, a charitable solution, but that's not true, because the donation-based crowdfunding is just one type of the crowdfunding. There is 3 other types. The first, the reward-based crowdfunding, like Branch-közösség, or globally the Kickstarter or Indiegogo. In this case, the supporters or the customers get back something, products or services. The third type is the equity-based crowdfunding, the Tőkeportál. Nora will tell more about this. And the fourth type is the debt crowdfunding, also known as peer-to-peer lending. The global crowdfunding market is quite huge. The turnover is more than $30 billion per year, and it is growing 15% every year. So it is quite huge, and main reason of this rapid growing is that crowdfunding offers a lot of advantages, like validating the business models, reducing the risk, as Dénes said also, and giving a community which you can use after the successful project in the long run. We started the Branch-közösség in the last year. Two main reasons. First, I started a crowdfunding campaign in Indiegogo 6 years ago for my father's community gardening, and the campaign was successful, but we didn't have any backers from Indiegogo because our customers didn't know and didn't trust in Indiegogo. And the second reason is that, as you can see, that the crowdfunding is well known in US or in Western Europe, but in Hungary, only the 10 to 15% of the people knows what does it mean, the crowdfunding. The last year, the first year, prove us that we have an opportunity to build a Hungarian or a local crowdfunding portal. We have more than 30 successful projects and more than 3,000 backers in the first year. And now we have experience in the reward-based crowdfunding as well as now in the equity-based crowdfunding, because we have in this year a successful equity-based campaign in Tőke Portal. We raised more than $300,000 from 200 investors, and we get from these investors not just money, we get networking, mentoring, and other benefits. Yes, and thank you for your attention. And Nora, please.
Yes, as Gabor has just highlighted, crowdfunding is good for all types of startups who go on the alternative financing way. That means that they don't seek bank-based finance, but they seek the money of investors. In the very first moment when you create a project, you can seek for donations, and also Charity has just presented. You can ask for your needs. That's also crowdfunding. In the second phase, when you already have a product, then you can go to reward-based crowdfunding. And once you validate the market necessity of your product by having concluded a reward-based campaign successful, then you can go on to the next level on equity crowdfunding when you already onboard investors, which Gabor did himself for his reward-based platform. And actually the fourth lever that Gabor also just mentioned, the loan-based crowdfunding, generally for more incumbent companies who are already credit worthy, but they don't seek or they pair it with banking alternatives as well. Tőke Portal, after having received the ECSPR license, will establish, hopefully, this loan-based business as well. So we hope that Hungary will catch up in the European ecosystem with all types of crowdfunding services soon. We are very much, not only Hungary, the whole region is quite much behind the European level, and also Europe is much behind the global one. So crowdfunding, my favorite reason for that explains the passion that we have in crowdfunding is that it unlocks entrepreneurial skills. That means if you are good enough to take advantage of a crowdfunding campaign that seems actually easy, but in fact that's a huge challenge, that also proves that you're a good entrepreneur, and you can convert your clients into your investors and vice versa. You can convert investors into your clients. This conversion makes crowdfunding the most powerful way of fundraising, actually. So that's my firm belief that I met in 2012 when the US passed the Jobs Act, that Jobs Jumpstart Your Own Businesses Act. That was a response to the US policymakers to the Lehman Brothers failure when the financial services completely died out of the economy and unemployment rates jumped into never-seen heights. The US government was the first to realize that by that time the internet penetration was high enough and platforms launched their businesses, and they proved that they are able to fundraise dormant capital from the economy. That means from households, from their money from their pillows, as we also say this in Hungarian, that amounts to, in Hungary, to several thousands and billions of forints that are not working capital. They are not even deposited in bank accounts, so that not even banks can finance small and medium-sized companies out of this money. So crowdfunding is a tap that we have to use in order to take advantage of dormant capital and therefore to unlock entrepreneurial skills. So the World Bank came up with this curve that actually was the first one that I saw in 2013, just a year after the Jobs Act, that proved that crowdfunding solves the problem of early stage companies that don't have access to capital, not only in Hungary, but everywhere in the world. That's a global phenomenon because they're too early yet for VCs and not bankable. Of course, that was a time when all the tech boom started. The tech companies, by definition, are not bankable. So they needed to take advantage of an alternative financing way, and that crowdfunding was the answer. So the World Bank proved for this very, I think, great graph that shows where crowdfunding fits in the most. Our problem in here is exhibited in the other picture that shows that Hungary is the only one country in this region without any single unicorn. Not as if the unicorn would be the only measure of a crowdfunding ecosystem, but still no better measure has been found out. So we always talk about unicorns. How come that Hungary has not yet proven not even a single one, and much smaller economies have done so? Dinesh also referred to Estonia. We all know these examples. Estonia, a much smaller country, simply decided to go digital. If they're so small, the digital sphere is unlimited. It's not locked to, there are no boundaries, like geographical boundaries in the digital space. So they must go digital and prove that their economy can grow digital. And they did it. Just because of based on policy. Also top-down and bottom-up policies and ecosystem that trusted each other and shared information, which is a key to develop a successful ecosystem that really works. And the third one, and the largest problem, that we all have to feel that it's our own, was published yesterday. I just copied out a graph from it, from AFME. AFME is the Association of Financial Markets Europe, based in London, a large think tank or trade union, publishes the CMU's, Capital Markets Union, KPI report every year. Last year's report was published yesterday and proved the significant lag between Europe and the US, and this lag has actually widened, despite of the well-known Capital Markets Union principle established back 10 years ago. So we have job to do, ladies and gentlemen. Therefore, I'm here and have done so much for this event, as Kata highlighted, but it absolutely doesn't really matter. All have our job, and I'm very happy that very many of you in this room do feel the same. So that was just a highlight, as we devoted only 1 minute, and my time is gone. About Turkey Portal, you can address us anytime, so I wouldn't really like to talk much more, just that we have launched business right in the pandemic, 3 weeks before it broke out, and since then we are much behind our plans, but nevertheless we definitely came from 0 to 1 by having already attracted almost 1 billion Hungarian forint into Hungarian startups that were not bankable, or they were refused by VCs and turned to us instead. As Jeff highlighted, we need to generate the best deal flow possible, so we hope to be able to raise funds to build capacities to provide this deal flow for you. Thank you very much for your attention. You find us all the time, and our mentors, several of them are here. I just put them on this goodbye slides to show that we are definitely trying to establish and make work a well-established, sorry to repeat this word, a well-working ecosystem. Thank you very much for your attention, and make sure you stay until tonight and have fun in the evening, and let's have a drink. And let's join us, please, tomorrow in the side event as well. I guarantee you that will be also very funny. Register on the website for this. Kata will repeat it a few times yet during this afternoon. Thank you very much.